And next up at UFC Seattle, we've got Ricky Simón taking on Adrian Yanez, and I'm going to kick this one off here. Give me Ricky Simón in a slight lean. I will say I think both guys can have success. We've seen with Simón, he's had a little bit of a poor, lackluster performance recently, but it is to higher level guys. When you talk about Ronnie Barcelos, that's no shame in losing to Ronnie Barcelos, high-level wrestler, good power in the hands. But I think realistically, when you look at Yanez, he's a guy that just really boxes. If he, mixed in wrestling a little bit more or had a little bit more to his game in terms of kicks, jiu-jitsu, I would favor him a little bit more in a guy like Ricky Simón that's been on a slide. But Ricky Simón, to me, is a guy that will mix in more martial arts in this matchup, and that's why I believe he's going to have success here. If you look at Adrian Yanez, that because of his boxing-heavy approach, guys will look to attack that lead leg with calf kicks. We've seen with Ricky Simón that he has that. We've seen with Ricky Simón that he will mix in the grappling. And even if you go back to Yanez's previous fight against Daniel Marcos, that Marcos was able to get 2 takedowns against Yanez, and I think that Simón has a little bit higher level wrestling than a guy like Marcos. So I think he can mix in some grappling here to really throw off the rhythm of Yanez. Once he's got Yanez worried about those takedowns, that's going to help him open up the hands. And I think that Ricky Simón, he does have decent boxing. I would favor Yanez a little bit in the power and the boxing and the technique, but I do think that that's going to be a weapon that Simón can use. Level change, get him thinking about the takedowns. That'll help him open up with the boxing here. And I think as well that his ability to mix in kicks as well is going to serve him well in this matchup. I think Ricky Simón is the better, more well-rounded fighter, but we've seen him kind of be on a slump. I wouldn't be surprised if Yanez is able to land a power shot, but I'm going to lean to Ricky Simón here to get this one done. Carlos, who you got in this matchup?
Well, you pretty much stole my breakdown there because I'm going with Ricky Simón, and for the same reasons that you said. Obviously, he mixes up the striking, whether it's kicking or punching, getting you in the clinch, and he can mix in the takedowns. And although Yanez, you still got to be worried about the counters. He's got that good counter hook. You got to be worried about the power, but Simón, he does have pretty decent striking defense, and he can also level change. He can go for those takedowns and force you to have to worry about that. And that's where he can open up on his boxing, which he's made some big strides in his striking, where he's starting to sit on him a little bit more and put a little bit more power behind it. So he could be dangerous as well to Yanez if Yanez gets too worried about the takedowns. And pretty much you got a boxer going up against a mixed martial artist. Yanez can get it done if he lands one shot and possibly put Simón out, but I don't see that happening. I think Simón's going to mix it up enough just to make sure that, he keeps Yanez confused on what's coming next. And the wrestling, I think if he gets them down, I was about to reference that same fight against Daniel Marcos. He had success with it. I think Simón's probably a better wrestler than him, and he's going to be a little bit more explosive into the takedown. So, yep, I'm going to take Ricky Simón to get it done.